My name is Peter, and for those of you all that have coming back to watch us here religiously and consistently, I usually have Julie with me. But today, Julie is with one of our partners. And she literally called me. I was driving in here an hour or so ago, and she calls me. She's like, Pete, I don't think I'll be able to make it. And I'm like, cool, no big deal. How's it going there? She's like, I got the seller. I'm negotiating a deal, helping one of our partners, and I literally grabbed the seller in my car, driving the seller around the neighborhood, proving what the values are. And I'm like, man, that's really cool. I'm like, we should just do a video of that, or maybe you should do the webinar doing that. But because that right there, guys, is the essence of what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. Why you want to partner with us. I mean, I know it sounds maybe a little bit boastful, maybe a little arrogant to say that really you need to partner with us. But guys, I say this after doing this for 20 some years. I say this after doing well over 3,500 deals. I say this after losing millions and millions of dollars. I say this after withstanding the great crash of 2008. I say this because at a point in time, and still to this day, I basically myself stand on the shoulders of others that helped me progress beyond where I'm at. And I will tell you that, in my opinion, the ultimate way to become successful in this business is to align yourself with someone more successful than you. Now, that may mean different things to different people. To some people, alignment is simply, reading a book. To some people, alignment could be watching a webinar like here tonight. To some people, alignment may be going to work for someone. And I think those are all good alignment things. You could learn from a book. You could learn from a webinar like this. You could obviously learn if you go work for someone. But really, it's not until whoever you align yourself with has a special vested interest in you, till, in my opinion, you really take off. See, when that person that you align yourself with has a vested interest into making sure you're successful, it's lights out. It's absolutely lights out. I mean, it's like using an example. Let's say I'm going to play a 2-on-2 in basketball, right? And I got a block of people to pick with. I got 100 people to pick with, and I want to increase my chances of success. Guess what? I'm going to pick the absolute best dude that plays basketball. And if LeBron James happens to be in the court, I'm picking him, because when you align yourself with someone uber successful, when you align yourself with someone that really truly understands what they're doing, the way you guarantee your success is that, I promise you, if I'm picking LeBron James and he's on my team, it becomes in LeBron James' vested interest to make sure I succeed, for one very simple reason: he wants to succeed. He don't want to lose. So it's not like all of a sudden he falls in love with me. It's not all of a sudden he's like, well, gosh, Pete, I really never met you, but I just want to help you. No. I align myself, and you should learn to align yourself with not only individuals that above your pay grade, that are not only individuals that are where you want to get to, but you want to learn to align yourself with those that truly have vested interest in helping you become successful. And that's what our partner-driven investing is all about, guys. I and my team, like Julie, by the way, I kind of went on a tangent here, but to tell you the reason Julie's not here is because she is with one of our partners. And that's what we do, guys. We get very, very involved with our partners across the United States. I mean, Julie's literally across the United States taking a seller in her. Think about how many times would you think about the strategy. You're trying to figure out, well, gosh, do I want to align myself with these guys? How many times have you been negotiating. Some of you guys have never even negotiated, but how many of y'all negotiated and really thought, okay, at this point in negotiation, I think it makes sense for me to grab the seller, put them in my car, drive them around the neighborhood, and prove some things. See, I bet to some of y'all, that's not even like what? Like, why would you do that? Like, guess what? Because we've been doing this for 20 years, because we've done 3,500 deals, because we know all the tricks of the trade. Okay? And I'll tell you something interesting. Julie's actually been with this particular partner, I'd say probably about at least 3 times in the last 4 months. And this is something really killer right here. Each and every single one of those trips, she has secured a deal by herself for that partner, which means it is safe to say, because I know how much we're making there, it is safe to say that by Julie spending our money, her time, her effort, has put an extra easily probably $50,000 to $70,000 in that person's pocket. That's pretty cool, right? She took time out of her schedule, out of helping like her daughter potentially be somewhere, out of spending time with her husband back here in Atlanta. She flew somewhere and made somebody about $50,000 to $70,000. Why? It's that whole alignment thing. Because we have aligned ourselves with our partners, and when they make 50 to 60 to 70,000, we make 50 to 60 to 70,000. So it becomes in our vested interest to make sure that our local partners become successful. It's kind of like a no-brainer. I think that if you're like trying to figure out, well, I can go at it myself, or I can align myself with somebody that's done 3,500 deals, and I can do it in such a way that it makes sense for them to help me, then that's just kind of the logical thing. And so before I hit on my topic tonight, guys, I want to tell you, we want to align ourselves with more of you all across the United States. Whether you're here locally with us here in Georgia, whether you're in Florida, in Texas, in Wyoming, in North Dakota, wherever you are, we want to align ourselves with you, because what's in it for us is we want to do more deals. And so we need literally more boots on the ground. I mean, that's just really how this comes down to, because real estate is still a very localized business any way you look at it. So even though I have invested across the United States for many years, usually I've always had strongholds in the places I was investing. So, so we know we need you, okay? But I will tell you guys, you need us. You need us. Because we're going to really, right in your own marketplace, we're going to help you find that property. Yeah, I'm going to spend my own money on marketing for you. When we identify that property, we're going to give you all the money to buy it. That's pretty cool. So you got no risk. Then my team is going to help you and I sell it. And then, fix it first. My team and I, my team will help you fix it. Then we'll sell it and split the profits 50-50. So if you think that's really cool and you could benefit from it somewhere along the line tonight, you need to go to coachingbypeter.com, www.coachingbypeter.com. I'm sure Rafa will put it on your screen sometime tonight. You need to go there. You'll learn more about how to align yourself with us through our partnership program. And you can fill out some information there. And actually, I'll personally even try to touch base with a number of you guys, okay? But if you think that sounds pretty cool, that sounds like really cool, like I could see how that could be helpful. By the way, it is cool and it is helpful. And if that resonates with you, then you need to definitely do that sometime tonight. Go to coachingbypeter.com and put your information in there. We'll touch base. For some of y'all that are just like, okay, this is like no-brainer, done deal, ready, set, go. You can even call me directly at area code 404-915-9685. That's area code 404-915-9685. But guys, what I want to talk to you guys about is really an extension of what I just opened up with. And that is really the incredible importance of partnerships in this business. See, in my opinion, if you do not understand how to partner, you're dead in the water. Now, see, immediately when I say the word partnership, immediately everybody, excuse me, go put my door here. When I say the word partnership, everybody immediately assumes, so I'm here, I got an investor partner here, we're going to partner and do deals. Well, in my opinion, when I talk partnerships, it actually transcends and it goes beyond just that. Okay, that's like the obvious, right? Like see deal, partner on the deal, do deal, split the profits. That is what we do. That's the essence of our partnership program. But I will tell you, in my opinion, partnerships in this business go way beyond that. They're even more integral than that. They're more critical than that, because some of y'all are not going to take us up on the offer to partner with us. And I understand that's okay. We still hope you benefit, and we still hope you become part of our community one way or another. But I will tell you, you literally cannot escape other partnerships in this business. And if you truly are, and I hear this, guys, boy, I hear this all the time. You know, I hear people say, well, I'm a lone wolf. I don't need you, and I don't need her, and I don't need them. I got this whole business down, and I just want to, you know, they don't say it, but what they're trying to say is I want to hoard it all because I'm going to do it all. So I'm going to make more. So I'm going to really what happens when you're not understanding this concept of partnerships beyond the ultimate partnership, you start making mistakes. But guys, so let's dissect the deal all the way through, and then you'll really understand the essence of partnerships I'm talking about, right? The essence of a deal, marketing, right? No matter what, it starts with marketing at any level, whether you're knocking on doors, whether you're doing direct mail, whether you're doing social media, whether you're doing bandit signs, whether you're doing direct mail, whatever it is, everything in this business in the beginning revolves around marketing. That is the first place where you have to learn how to partner. First place. Not necessarily the first thing, but that is the first place where in your business model, you have to see some kind of an alliance in terms of a partnership. Here's what I mean by that. So let's say you're out there, you're kind of a one-person show, and your claim to fame is knocking on doors, which, by the way, knocking on doors, I think, is absolutely critical. I mean, I literally built this business off knocking on doors 20-some years ago. And I don't mean like I built this business like 20 years ago by knocking on doors a couple times. I mean, I built this business by knocking on doors for like years on end. I mean, literally for years on end. I started out in mobile home arena, transitioned into real estate. And I'm just telling you, knocking on doors is something I did probably at least 4 to 5 to 6 times a week. Okay. So here's how a typical real estate investor is going to knock on doors. Okay. They're going to pick a neighborhood. They're going to pick an area for whatever reason. You know, maybe it's the right characteristic in it that we teach here and stuff like that. And you're going to literally go start knocking on doors, right? And you may not get some result in the beginning. You may get some result in the beginning one way or another. But see what happens when you do that. And by the way, everybody should do that, just that alone. But what happens in essence when you're doing that is you're trading time for money, right? Like, let's say you got an hour to budget it to do this, right? You go to a neighborhood, you got your clock on, you got your watch on because you can't wait to get the heck out of there. But Pete says you got to do it for an hour. So you're going to see how few doors you can hit on in an hour, but you're going to be there for an hour, right? Because I mean, I know that's how some of y'all look at this thing, right? But you're trading time for money. You know, you got 1 hour in, you got 1 hour out, right? So if in that hour you're able to hit 20 doors, and talk to 3 sellers, potential sellers, and maybe get one, maybe so somewhere down the road, you know, a follow-up. Okay, that's okay. But what if you partner on this side of the business? Okay, what if you partner? And what if you basically tell somebody, if you're willing to go out there and help me knock on doors, I'm going to teach you a script. I'm going to pick you up in my car. I'm going to buy you lunch. I'm going to drive you home. So you'll have really no expenses associated with it. You'll have the knowledge base of doing it. And then for every property that you knock on door and the seller comes out and says, hey, I possibly want to sell, and they actually do the deal with me, I'm going to pay you $1,000. Now think about this. Who wouldn't work for an hour at the possibility, we know it ain't going to happen every time, but the possibility to make $1,000, right? Now, remember, if you're smart, you're also thinking beyond someone. So you may say, well, gosh, Pete, yeah, I'm probably going to get somebody to work for an hour for $1,000. But after 2 or 3 hours of doing this, and they got squashed to show for it, they're going to be out. That's okay. You can get somebody else. Because once you learn how to attract people into your world, how to hire them, what the key lines to say, whether that person is there or whether someone else is in their place, it's okay. Right? So now you're out there for your 2 hours and you got a buddy of yours out there for 2 hours. So now instead of hitting on 40 doors, you're hitting on 80 doors. Instead of talking to 6 or 8 sellers, you're talking to 12 to 16 sellers. You have literally doubled your output by partnering with someone. Now, what if you get really crazy, the way I did many years ago, and I said, well, gosh, well, that concept makes sense to me. And it's not like I'm hiring to go work at doctor's offices where you have to have a skill set. You know, you really don't need to have too much skill set to go knock on doors. I went really crazy, like really, really crazy. And let me tell you how crazy I did this. At a point in time, we had thousands, listen to me, thousands of people every day doing this on our behalf. Because once I understood this concept of leveraging and partnerships, so why stop at one? So what I did back then, and again, I'm not telling you to go crazy because you want to make a bunch of money, because I know you got to do this thing slow, right? But we started actually a whole training program how to do this, knocking on doors. So we would run ads on Craigslist and stuff like that, free ads. We'd bring people in droves. We'd pitch them. And then once they wanted to do it, they came back on Friday. On Friday, we taught people. Let me tell you how crazy this got. We taught them in my conference room back then, right at a conference room. And we filled that room with people. It got so big, we had to take the doors off the conference room. Then it got so big, we had to take the walls on each side out. And then it got to be so big that we couldn't even do it in my offices anymore. We had to start renting hotels, and we did that, right? Down the road here, we rented a Holiday Inn every Friday, and we started teaching people in droves how to do things like knock on doors. What was I doing? I was developing partnerships. Each one of those was another partnership for me. There was value for me to teach them because there was a potential they would knock on the right door. There was value to them because most of them saw beyond me. They're like, this is a great stepping stone in the business. And here's someone a little bit more successful, willing to invest their time and effort. And I want to find a couple deals for him, and I'm going to give it to him because I can't do it myself. But then I'm going to watch what he does with those deals. I'm going to see where he gets his money, and then I'm going to do it myself. So we were creating value to them because this is like their entry point into this business. And guess what? This is the cool thing about partnerships when you really understand partnerships at a high level. There came a point in time where I no longer had to knock on doors. Because when you have hundreds of people a day knocking on doors for you, does it really matter if one more does or doesn't? No. And it really doesn't matter when that one more is me, right? Because I was the leader of the pack. My value became not just knocking on doors. My value was to be a visionary with this whole thing, right? To expand that program. And we did. We ultimately put it online. We started taking it to different cities, yada, yada. It exploded. And I think in the end, we taught about 60,000 people how to do this skill set. And then when you go to some of these old timers now who've been in this business, you know, a lot of times you'll hear the conversations where I've literally taught more individuals like this than anyone else in the country. And what are these individuals called to most of us now? They're called bird dogs. They're called locators, right? I just took it to a much, much higher level, which is what I do with everything. I blow everything up, but that's a partnership, okay, you see? So on the marketing side, you need to develop a partnership. Whatever it is you're doing on a daily basis in terms of marketing, get somebody else involved and do the same thing. See, here's the one killer thing about real estate, guys. This is so amazing. When you understand listen to what I'm telling you. And I hope you're taking notes because this is the time to write things down. Real estate is one of the few businesses where you could bring a ton of people on board and not have to pay them from a fixed perspective, right? Like if I had an engineering firm and I hired engineers, they ain't coming in working for commission. It ain't happening. If I had an accounting world, it ain't happening. If I was hiring doctors or nurses, it ain't happening. So I had a dry cleaning business and I was hiring workers. Nobody's going to work in my dry cleaning for nothing. Not for nothing, but potentially for nothing, but through commission. Well, real estate is one of the few industries out there where this industry is set up for commissions, right? Everybody works on commission. Investors, we work for commission. Real estate agents work for commissions. Title attorneys, they only get paid when they close, work for commissions. Inspectors only get paid when something funds, right? Everybody, the whole food chain is really used to working off commissions. So if you are working with somebody in this business and they're like, well, what's my salary? I right away know I don't need to hire that person because it's the wrong mentality. I don't need to hire somebody to go knock on doors for me because guess what? They're not going to do it. They're going to just collect the money and they're going to go hide somewhere and have a Dunkin' Donuts, right? So this business lends itself for the mentality of people that understand work, make a little money, work, make a little more money, right? So that's a cool thing. So you need to learn so the first place you're going to start on the partnership side is you're going to start right there, right? You are going to, whatever marketing you do, guys, maybe say you're taking inbound calls, right? And let's say you're at a capacity, whatever that capacity is, maybe 10 calls a day. With the schedule you lead, 10 calls a day, boom, you're busted. Because, usually one of those turns into an appointment. You still have a full-time job. You could do one appointment a day, but you can't do 2 or 3. So you kind of cut your budget on what you're spending to generate those calls. And really what happens is you get into a standstill. You're like, okay, I'm good for 1 appointment a day. I know 1 appointment a day could be generated as a result of 10 calls a day. 10 calls a day are created as you just kind of work the thing backwards. But then you're stuck. You're stuck, right? Because it's not like all of a sudden you're going to have your job tell you, well, guys, today instead of working 60 hours, you're going to work 30 hours. So that ain't happening. It's not like your wife or your kids are going to be like, well, gosh, we don't need you for the next 8 months. That ain't happening. So this is what people get into in this business, this job mentality, I call it, right? And they don't do it on purpose. They just don't understand. They put themselves in a position where they're trading time for money. And since this is a part-time job for most people, right? Because most people, when they start to have a job, you work your way into capacity. And if you don't understand this concept I'm talking about today in terms of partnerships at different levels, you'll never work your way out of that capacity. You never will. Now, you may hit a grand slam deal, and instead of making 20 grand, you make 100 grand. And so short term, you'll be able to create some more things. Okay, but that's just going to be short term. Ultimately, it's going to plateau out because most deals are $100,000 deals. All right. So most people that start making money in this business because they make it in an incorrect way, structurally, without partnerships, they never get past anywhere. That's why so many times, you meet somebody and you're like, how many deals are you doing? Doing a deal a month. How many deals did you do last year? I did about 1 a month. It's not like they're not getting smarter. They are getting smarter because they're getting more experience. So you're naturally getting smarter. It's just the way they're doing it. The way they're doing it will not allow them to do any more because infinite amount of knowledge, but a finite amount of time. So you can get smarter, stronger, blah, 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 but you still have a finite amount of time. And if 80% of your time was taken up by certain things that are non-negotiable, like work and eating and going to the bathroom and kids and husbands and wives, then no matter how sophisticated you get here, you may go get squeeze a little bit more out of it, but ultimately you'll cap out, no matter how much technology you use and infrastructure you use and all this. Okay? So if you're taking calls yourself and you're doing it fairly successfully and you're now at 1 deal a month by generating 10, go get a partner and do the same deal with them. Hey, I'm going to generate 10 calls for you. I'm going to invest in you and teach you the script. I'm going to invest in you and generate those calls for you. I'm going to invest in you and let you go through some downtimes and until you get this thing figured out. Now, in return, what you're going to do is you're going to invest your time into this thing. You're going to be knowledgeable. So one day you won't need me and hopefully you'll be even more successful than me. So you're going to get a tremendous amount of value out of this. And by the way, when one of the calls you take from a seller converts into a deal, I'm going to pay you $1,000 or $2,000, whatever that is. You see what I mean? So now you already know in your area, 10 calls, 1 deal, 20 calls, 1 deal, whatever it is. Easy peasy from that point on, right? Easy math. So if 20 generates 1, your new guy is not going to be able to do as good as you do. So he might need 40. So you just budget it out. Okay, to generate 40 calls, I need to spend $1,000 or $5,000, whatever that number is. See, it's very predictable. In the end, this business is fairly predictable when you start looking at it like a business. See, I'm talking to you all today from a business perspective, not real estate perspective. This is what makes someone successful. Doing a deal will not make you successful. Thinking like a business person will make you very successful. And this partnership is what will create that success, right? So whether you're knocking on doors, anything, I mean, you're putting out bandit signs. You put out 20 a week because that's all the time you have. Well, let's put out 40. Let's bring somebody on board to put 40 on, right? That's all it is. You know, you're generating internet leads and you only have time to take 5 calls a day or 10 calls a day, right? Now you know what to do starting tomorrow. You're going to crank it up. You're going to get somebody in to do it through commission and all that, right? So that's where it starts, and that's where the partnership needs to start. On the money side, you know, you could partner with people on the money side too, right? Why not? I mean, ultimately, I think we have the best deal going there. You're going to use all my money, end of story. Boom, slam, bam, done. But let's say you want to go at it yourself. And let's say you want to go at it yourself and then like, don't really have the money to do it. Why not find somebody to partner with? Right? You could find somebody to partner with. You know, there's more money right now floating across the United States than I've ever seen like in years. There's just a lot of money. We're in a great booming economy. We got nothing but upside ahead of us. We're making smart fiscal decisions. Banks are being looser with their guidelines, looser and looser with their guidelines. People are making more and more. I know we got some corrections in the stock market, but the stock market is highest that we've seen in years, that has ever been, really. So all this wealth is being created, and people don't really know what to do with it because their interest rates are low. So the wealthy can't really just like go put their money into a bank account because that doesn't serve them any purpose. Some of them are even afraid to put in the stocks, because they're afraid of maybe an overcorrection, or maybe they have some in there and they want to have somewhere else. So really, real estate is a very lucrative thing for people to put business money in, because the cool thing about real estate is like your money guy can see it, feel it, touch it. So many investments, they can't see, feel. You can't see, feel, and touch stock. You can't see, feel, when you invest into a movie project. You can't, none of that. But real estate, it's like it's an adamant project. And the cool thing about real estate from an investment perspective, it'll never disappear. There has never been in a time in history you know, this tremendous amount of wealth is made through stocks, probably more than anything else. We all know that, right? But you know, a stock can go to zero. I mean, literally, there's been stocks that have been X amount one time and very short period of time been like zero, and like not zero to then hero. I mean, zero to zero, right? Have you ever like known a real estate property to go from X amount to like zero? This is like not, it doesn't happen. So overall, real estate is a very safe investment. You know, you have a 5% correction in real estate and people think it's the end of the world. 5%, that's like really not that big, right? So real estate is a very attractive instrument for money people. I'm not saying money people, just people that have wealth, that are managing their money and all this. So the next place you need to partner is you need to partner on the money side. Absolutely, you need to partner on the money side. You know, well, how do I do that, Pete? You know, well, where do people with money hang out? That's where you need to hang out. Problem is, a lot of y'all frequent places where there's no money people. You know, there ain't no money people at Burger King. You know, but guess what? There's money people at a very fancy restaurant. No, I'm not saying you got to go out there and blow $500 a night, but you can go into a restaurant, sit at a bar, have a Coke, a water, a beer, whatever you drink, and just hang out there. Like go to the nicest restaurant in your city. You'll be shocked how much money is in there. So just sit at a bar and just start chatting to people. Now, don't ask them for money. Obviously, that's the time you build a relationship, right? But guess what partnerships are? Partnerships are nothing more than relationships. That's all. That's why almost all partnerships work out when there's a good relationship. And when there's a bad relationship and when it's only done because, you know, let's do it, but I hate you and you hate me, those partnerships tend to go sideways sooner or later, right? So, but go sit at the nicest bar in your town. Like here in Atlanta, there's some unbelievable hotels, there's some unbelievable 5-star restaurants. Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in a major city. You could be in a second tier, third, fourth tier city, which Atlanta is basically. And you'll be surprised how many people that have wealth, and just talk to them. And the conversation goes well, you know, you're going to do and say, listen, I really enjoyed this. You mind if we continue sometime? Here's my phone number. Do you mind if I grab yours, right? See, here's the thing that you're going to find about successful people. Successful people do not mind sharing. And successful people tend to always ask successful-minded questions. And guess what a really success-minded question is? Well, what do you do? Okay? And then when they tell you what you do, again, you're not going to say, I'm in the business of raising money. You're going to say, I'm in real estate. And you're going to see how naturally these conversations go. And so maybe you need to start out 5, 10, 20 of these conversations. But I guarantee you, one of those conversations is going to lead to, interesting. That might be something I might be interested in myself. Or that might be something someone I know might be interested in, right? So that's how you raise money. You go where money is. You know, go to a country club. You don't have to belong to a country club. Maybe you have some friends that belong to a country club. Ask them to take you. Maybe you're a golfer. Go play golf with them. You know, there's a lot of money around the game of golf. Okay? And again, all you're doing is you're talking to people. You're not there to raise money. You're not there to solicit. You're there to have a meaningful conversation. Because here's the other thing. Remember, we're looking for partnerships. We're not looking for money, people, right? We're looking for partnerships. That's what the topic is tonight. I'm just giving you all the areas in real estate where you're smart, you develop partnerships, you're able to leverage things out and create a lot of money in a lifestyle, right? The other good thing about these relationships and these partnerships, especially on the money side, because, look, if you're having somebody go knock on doors with you, you're probably not going to go to the nicest restaurant in town to find somebody there to help you knock on doors, right? Ain't going to happen. Don't need that, right? You're raising money, you will, right? So be cognizant how you're creating these partnerships and with who. But here's the other cool thing about money people or people that have the ability to invest in you or do end up investing in you. Those people are invaluable to you. They're invaluable to you. Because maybe it's not that they're going to give you 50 or 100 grand or $1 million to do your next deal, right? But they might lead you to somebody. Guess who guy that's worth $1 million hangs out with? Or that's worth $10 million. You'd be shocked who his friends are. No, you wouldn't, because you already know there are people like him. They're the guys that they also have $1 million. Because that's where you relate. See, what happens when you start making money, you start relating to people differently. It's not like you get smarter, but you just run in those kinds of circles because money attracts money, right? So they may not be your guy, but they may know the guy, or they may know real estate deals, right? They may teach you some things. So on the money side, very, very important, very critical to set up those kinds of relationships, okay? Next, you got to close these deals, right? I mean, really, guys, I think you get my point. You got to close them, right? You have to have an inspection in the middle there, right? Some places you have to take a survey. I mean, there's some deals we do in certain states where we're like bound to do surveys more than like, I don't think we've ever done a survey in Georgia out of 20 years. But there's some states where it's like, it seems like every other deal, a survey gets involved, okay? Well, guess what, guys? I am not looking at someone as a surveyor. I'm not looking at somebody as a closer. I'm not looking at somebody's inspector. I'm looking at someone as a partner. It's all about leveraging these relationships, right? You know, some of y'all are out there and you're inspecting your own properties. And the sad thing is you have no idea what you're doing. None. You couldn't tell, you know, a broken window from a cracked refrigerator. By the way, that's me. I don't know anything about that. So I don't do it. But you're out there doing it. Why? Because you have this mentality of hoarding. You want it all to yourself. So I'm going to save some money. You know, I know I'm about ready to do this $100,000 deal where I'm spending all I got and I'm putting it all on the line. And I'm putting my credit in the line. I'm putting all my savings in the line. But I ain't spending $300 for a professional inspection. And I ain't a professional inspector myself. But I'm hoarding, right? It's that mentality. The opposite of a partnership is somebody who's hoarding. Because really what happens to a partnership, you got to give up. You give up percentages, you give up money, you give up, you know, dollar amounts, all that kind of stuff, right? So quit being a hoarder, right? Be a partner. Don't be a hoarder, okay? Develop a partnership with an inspector. Absolutely. They're like, well, Pete, my inspectors want to get, no, not really. Not really. You know, I have people that look at me, even from an inspection perspective, as a partner. Okay? So what does that mean? It means they're able to I'm able to leverage my time for them. So when our company puts 50 properties under contract, I don't have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off the way some of you are doing. Some of y'all put a property under contract at 2 hours away from your house, and you're like, I got to go drive there. Guess what? That's not a 2-hour drive. That's a half a day deal. It's 2 hours there, 20 minutes at McDonald's, 20 minutes gassing up, 45 minutes there, rush hour back. And next thing you know, you left at 8 and you're back at 4, and you save $300. Why not hire an inspector 2 hours away? And you see, it's that partnership, right? It's not the hoarding, it's that leveraging. Same thing, partnership is another word for leverage. Exact same thing, right? You know, we have inspectors we partner with all over the place. And so when they know that my office called, it's like, done deal. We're going to prioritize because Pete's a partner. We look at him as a partner, not just a $400 client. We look at him as a partner. Closing attorneys. You know, I'm shocked how many of you, some investors, are still saving money and trying to close their own deals. In most states, it's not even legal to do it anymore. And some of y'all are still doing it. Why? Hoarding. I'm going to save $500. I'm going to save $100. I don't even know what it costs to close. Like $800, $1,200. Who cares? Right? Be smart. Be smart. That's not how you want to do this stuff. All the way through the process, you need to have partners. And when you have partners, you have the ability to leverage your time. When you have the ability to leverage your time, you have the ability to actually do things that make you money, like inspecting a property never made anybody any money. I know you got to do it. I know it's critical, but it ain't going to make you $1. So for the 4 hours you drive to get to a 2-hour away property, I'm marketing. I'm knocking on doors. I'm taking seller calls. I'm negotiating deals because those things do make me money, right? So every step of the way, you need to have a partner that's going to leverage your time, really is what they're doing. Obviously, you want the skill set. I mean, I don't have to discuss that today. You know, you want your partners to know what they're doing. You want them to be accredited. Like if it's a contractor, obviously you want them to be licensed. And by the way, contractors, that's a killer partnership right there. I remember there was a point in time where probably I don't know if I'm safe in saying this, but probably I am safe in saying this. Every project I was involved in, my contractor was my partner. Well, guess what? Back then, I didn't have necessarily all the capital I needed to do these deals. So I partnered with contractors. They put their effort and time and capital and some money into the deals. So that alleviated the construction costs for me. Okay. That alleviated me going also knocking on these hammers. That also alleviated me having to totally supervise because their money was tied into this thing. How do you get a contractor motivated? Have them put a little money into the deal. You'll be amazed how like a total idiot becomes a genius. How a guy that can't meet a timeline now beats a timeline. It all comes down to money. So there was a point in time where I developed partnerships with contractors all over the place. And so I had projects coming in on time, under budget. I was spending less of it. I had less headache, blah, blah, blah. Partnerships. Hoarding, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go nail the wall in or the nail in. I'm going to go paint this room because, man, that'll save me. Look, Pete, I just saved $60 today. Really? That's what your time's worth, $60? My time's worth way more than that. So is everyone else's. No one ever got rich saving money. There's not one person that you could talk to who's uber successful who said, the reason I'm so successful is because I saved my way to success. You make your way to success. And in order to make your way to success, you have to have the time to do it. And if you're out there saving money, you're never going to be successful because you're in a business of saving. You want to be in a business of making, of creating, right? So again, be smart, leverage yourself through partnerships all the way through the process. You need a partner on marketing, you need a partner on money, you need a partner contractor, you need a partner closing guy, you need a partner inspector, you need a partner agent, realtors, right? All of those people along the way need to be your partners. And remember how we started this conversation? In everyone's vested interest. That's what makes a true business partnership. It is in my interest to make sure you're successful. It is in your interest to make sure I'm successful. You're not going to have good partnerships if only you're winning. You may think you're so smart. You may think you're up one ending someone. A true partnership is where there's value from both sides. It doesn't have to be equal side, right? It doesn't have to be equal. You know, this 50-50 BS, there's no true 50-50. Someone's always going to give a little more. Someone's going to give a little less. Sometimes that side switches. No big deal. Don't get hung up on that. But as long as there's some kind of vested interest from both sides, that's what makes a super duper killer partnership. So partner. So guys, let me wrap it up by saying this. How would you like to find the ultimate partner to do all of this with? Marketing, money, contracting, inspecting, closing, selling. That's us. That's the ultimate partnership. We literally offer you everything wrapped in one wrapper, under one Christmas tree, in one area with us. We could be your partner all the way through the process because that's what we do in our partner-driven coaching program. We partner with individuals all the way across the United States, and we get involved all the way through the process. We do become your marketing partner. We do skip trace for you. We do locate owners you can't find. We do coach you on how to do it the right way. On the money side, you're going to use all my money. I don't even know how that's a partnership, but bottom line is it's all on me at that point. I'm not going to have you put your name on the line, your credit in the line, guarantee in the line, nothing. My money, my credit, my name, my reputation, done deal. So when we're doing a deal, it's all on me. Fixing it. We're going to help you fix it. And some of our partners have really dropped the balls there. And that's okay because we know how to do it. Some of our partners have been superstars, super duper. Some of our partners actually do it more than we do it because, again, that's what partnership is. Not a partnership, not 50-50. Partnership is give and take, right? So, but we're going to get involved and help you fix it. And then we sell it. And then we split the profit 50-50. And that right there is our partner-driven coaching program. So guys, if nothing else today, I hope you understood the value of a partnership. And at a higher level, I hope you understand how we could be your perfect partner because we're like a one-stop shop partner. When you're with me, you know, we handle marketing. We handle everything. You know, you don't need to have a partner here for marketing, a partner here for money, a partner here for contracting, and all of a sudden the money guy leaves and the whole system collapses. No, when you're in a one-stop shop, it's all under one roof. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's the great thing about it, guys. So guys, to learn how to be part of our partner-driven coaching program, either go to our website at www.coachingbypeter.com. That's www.coachingbypeter.com. Or you can call me directly at area code 404-915-9685. That's area code 404-915-9685. Guys, partnerships, absolutely critical. I want to be your partner. See you guys. Have a great day. Bye.